It's 3 a.m., and the phone is ringing off the hook. Jerry shakes the cobwebs and yells at the phone, "Give me a minute." On the 10th ring, he finally picks it up and answers, Bellinger. After some loud crackling, Jerry hears, "Jerry, it's me, Steve. Sorry to wake you up." "It's okay." Goes with working for the company. Being on call 24/7. I'm currently between assignments. "What's up?" Jerry works for the CIA as a mid-level analyst. He worked with Steve at an assignment about a year ago. He hasn't talked to him since, which is not unusual in their business. You meet a lot of people, but rarely form long-term relationships. Still, he liked Steve. Steve was honest with him, which was rare for a field agent. "Okay, look, buddy, I only have a minute or two. Someone is going to try to take out most of the Senate. It seems that they may actually repeal the 16th Amendment. Oh crap, I'm running out of time. I'll call you tomorrow." The next thing Jerry hears is the mechanical click of a phone being hung up. Jerry thinks, "I hope that this is an elaborate joke. He'll check with my section chief in the morning, being there is nothing actionable." He goes back to sleep. In the morning, Jerry arrives at his office in Langley. After he grabs a coffee, he goes to see his boss. He goes into his office and closes the door. "Hi, John. Yeah, got a minute?" John looks at him in surprise and asks, "What's this about?" "Got a strange call last night from one of the ops guys I worked with, Steve, if you remember him." John gives Jerry a strange look and quietly tells him, "That's not possible. Steve died 10 days ago in Jerusalem. Car bomb. Never heard who did it, though. He was on vacation, so it made no sense." Jerry goes into his pocket and retrieves a flash drive that was connected to his phone to record conversations. "Then check this out." And he passes the flash drive to his boss. It was Steve, but it was strange. John plugs the flash drive into a voice analyzer that is only used to identify who is on the other side of the phone. Inside of 2 minutes, he gets a voice match for one of the field operatives, a Steve Evans. The very dead Steve Evans. John says, "Holy shit, this guy is really dead. They just placed his plaque on the wall 2 days ago. How about what he's talking about? It's been tried before. It usually fails. Both the IRS and the FED are connected to it. If it gets repealed, they lose at least some of their power, the bankers, that is. Look, I'm going to send this to the sound lab for analysis." There were some strange sounds in the background. I could swear that I could hear a wood cracking as well as some industrial sounds. I am not going to send this upstairs in case it's on the up and up. Is he going to call you again? From what he said, I assume so. Let me know tomorrow if this is real. I have no idea who to trust. The higher you go, the more it stands to reason that someone is compromised. The more money they have, the greater the chance that they are linked to the banks. Somebody just may say something to the wrong person. Jerry asks, "Are we going rogue on this?" "Maybe, maybe not. We may have to. Knowing you, you will not ignore this and stand down even if ordered to." Let's see what else he says. Hopefully it's just a bad joke. I just don't think so. John is terrified by the implications of this. Jerry goes back to his cubicle and does the busy work that the agency assigns him via their computer network. Mainly, it's double-checking other people's work as well as checking spelling. Around 3:30 p.m., John calls Jerry back into his office. John says the sound guys say that they hear multiple whips cracking and people screaming in pain. They also hear many industrial-type noises. Also, the phone hanging up sound is the sound of an old-style mechanical telephone switch that went out in 1978. Now they are all electronic and virtually noiseless. Interesting stuff. They do not talk more about it. They don't want anyone to catch on to what that they are looking at. When done with work, Jerry goes out to buy dinner. He usually eats out because he could afford to. When one of his uncles died, he left Jerry a substantial amount of money as well as his investments in his name. He doesn't need to work, but does it because he truly loves the idea of serving this nation and to keep busy. His mom always told him idle hands were the hands of the devil. He practices it. When he is done with dinner, he walks around one of the indoor malls to kill time and think. Had never said it, but could Steve really have called him from hell? It looks like it. This leads, of course, to all kinds of theological questions, which he has no way of answering, at least not yet. He gets home around 9:30 p.m., watches some television, and reads the night edition of the Washington Post. He goes to bed around 11:30 p.m., only to be reawakened around 3 o'clock a.m. by the phone going off. He checks the incoming number on his caller ID, but it's just a series of zeros. He picks up the phone and hears the same crackling sound while it's connecting. Jerry answers, "Hi, Steve. Are you really in hell?" Steve takes a second and answers, "Yes, Jerry. After all, I did kill people. Some deserved it, but some were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. No recriminations, though, in where I belong." "Then why are you calling me? I don't understand. With everybody who I worked with in the agency, you and your boss were the most stand-up. Honesty is hard to find in my former line of work. I appreciated that then as well as now. If you do not mind, I'm going to give you some instruction, so listen closely. Tomorrow, around 1 p.m., I want you to go to the Vietnam Veterans Wall and bring a picture of me. You will find someone, an FBI guy named Mike, whom will have the same photo. I left him a lot of information in hard copy, and needless to say, he is a friend. Go with him. He will explain more, including how this is possible. Take care. My 3 minutes are almost up. Why else are you doing this? So you do not end up here." And he hangs up. Steve is standing in front of an old-style payphone in what serves as the town square of Dis, the capital of hell. There is actually a bank of 8 of them, with long lines. Most people using them are trying to warn off friends and loved ones so that they do not end up in hell. When he is done, one of the overseer demons, a demon who is quite literally 8 feet tall, raises his whip. Steve smiles at it. Maybe he can save Jerry and Mike from this fate. He moves along as there is always a long line to use the payphones. To imagine payphones in hell makes a strange kind of sense as he goes off to do his job, which is working for Lucifer's investigative arm, Infernal Security, and maybe just maybe get more information for his friends, plus he needs more coins for the payphone. His friends will need his help before this is over.